So we are steered by data, and that is very, very scary. We're not steered by people anymore. It's the super data. It's not a guy who sits there and says, look, let's put something on here. It's the data. And that is really making us into biological robots. If we are implanted with a microchip, which happens with a handshake, a microchip today is 2 micromillimeters when your hair is 50. So if I had one and said hello to you, you get it and you can't get out. But if I take an MRI X-ray, it gives a signal. And there are people that I have seen that have been implanted into the eyes or ears or brain or wherever. And when you have a device, you know, put it here, it gives a signal. The person sort of squeaks, squeeze. So you can prove it is there. And that is terrifying, because the next generation is going to be biological robots. Totally, they have nothing to say, nothing, not to their feelings, because they can be changed. Hate to love and vice versa. Your sexuality can be changed. Your ideas, your voting. Americans did this experiment in Haiti. They had this so-called solo aircraft circling Haiti, circling when they had elections, and all of a sudden the public opinion changed and Americans got the president they wanted. I mean, that's pretty scary. And when they want you to, you know, lose relationships, lose your husband, your wife, your family, it's just a frequency. They have taken all emotions into different frequencies. They also have a suicide frequency. So they can just throw that to you and all of a sudden, click. And nobody can say that somebody murdered you.
How can you know that you're being influenced by these forces?
That's very difficult to know, because you think that it's your own thought. Stop. When something all of a sudden comes to you that I'll do this, so stop. Hey, why did I get this idea? Is it mine or was it induced? It was demonstrated quite well in the Ascot horse races. There was a horse just winning, coming to the final, and all of a sudden it turned around and started, you know, running backwards. But it was caught because there was a Mr. Black, quote, real name or not, who had binoculars, and there he had a device that he sent a beam to the horse's brain, and that's why he did it. It's very, very difficult to know whether it's your own, but of course if you feel like doing a suicide or murdering somebody, then you better think twice. Hey, I'm not that kind of a person.
Yeah. Know yourself.
Very scary, very scary.
This seems to be like some big apparatus which needs many people on the ground to carry out the different tasks with their knowing what they are doing, or being, as one say, useful idiots, not knowing what they are doing. Can you say something about what parts of society these people belong to? Are they like the secret services, like the CIA, the PST? Are they like the military? Are they within the system of health?
You said them all, but they're all. I was very surprised when I started going into this field and finding out that they are all over. All over. First I thought it was just the secret services or the police or the military. But no, it's in the hospitals, it's in insurance companies, it's in the what you call when you pay taxing companies or taxing institutions. It's in the field of people who take your garbage. It's in the field of people who are the conductors in the trains. It is everywhere. And I was most shocked to see and find out that it was also doctors and dentists. They implant a lot. People who don't know that they're being implanted. They can just give an injection or a handshake or whatever, and there you are. They're lawyers, they're professors. Every single sector of the society is involved. And of course, many of them don't know what they're doing. You know, they're being told, for instance, that oh, this X person is very bad. You know, it's bad for national security, or it's a pervert person, or whatever. You have to, you know, survey, and you have to observe, and you have to report to us whatever that person says or meets, or everything. And of course, this person believes it. They use handicapped people, especially those who sit in wheelchairs, those who are relators, old women, you would never think they're spies. Never ever, until somebody is revealed. So there is a smart system. I have to take my hat off. I mean, there are smart people who have created this, but it is a terrible, horrible system for the mankind. And if we can't stop that, if they use, like they do now, chemical warfare against their own people, electronic warfare, etc., we are going to be, as human beings, biological robots for computers. Now, isn't that awful? I think it's just atrocious, and nobody stops. And who is to blame? Mostly it is the politicians who allow it. But of course there is this big new world order who tells the politicians, who tells the press, this you cannot write about. I've tried, even in Norway. They had questions of healing, and there's absolute medical evidence that healing, putting your hand on and the energy of yours or somebody else's who goes through it, has an effect on your energy, on your physical body too. Professor, and many here in Norway, they said, no, this is nothing. They don't, absolutely have no research, there's nothing. I had written 89 and given it to our social and health minister in Finland, already a big article, 13 pages, with several pages of medical research, acceptable medical research done by, for instance, Icelandic Surgeon General, or Icelandic professor of psychology, etc. I mean, really solid medical. It was not printed because it would have proven that these professors who say that there's nothing are wrong. So Big Brother comes and says you can't write about this. Freedom of press is zero. I mean, it's you can laugh at it. You can see it yourself.
But now that the Norwegian paper newspapers are going down the drain, they are losing sales, they are losing income. Why don't they try to reveal some more truth, which the public might show quite interest to, because it concerns their own near future?
They don't realize, I think, that it concerns their own future. And what do you do when your boss says no? You know, there's nothing you can do. Get out of the business.
But why does the boss obey these powers? Why don't he?
Because they'll be killed if they don't. I go that bad. My own parents were subjected to these methods. My best friend just died, and with the same methods. She knew too much. And my parents were eliminated because I know too much. And my mother said to me, Rauni, please stop. You know, she was being beamed and harassed and awful things done. And I said, Mom, if I stop, they won't. So the only thing I think is to continue to tell people what I know, and what they're going to do to me, it doesn't matter because there's no death. You know, I know, I just got out of my body, so it's fine. But I don't think I'm on that programming. If I am, it's fine. But I don't think so. I am on some other torture programming, if you want to say that. I've been hit unconscious, taken to the hospital, I've been poisoned, I've been beamed with electromagnetic fields, and I can prove it. I had a device that shows that microwaves in the house, especially at night, because I get sick and I feel it in my body, so I look, it goes the device into red and says, a human being cannot be here for a long time. Well, I'm still here. And so what they did, one day I came from Finland back to Norway, and I looked at the device because I didn't feel good. I thought, they're beaming again. And I hear a hum, because that also comes with it. It didn't work. I mean, I saw there's something wrong with it. So I opened the whole thing. I'm very untechnical. But that I understood. They had put glue all over inside the device. So of course it didn't work. So it's, you know, little things like that you can sort of find out what they are doing.
So somebody broke into your house while you
They do that all the
were
time.
away?
They do that all the time. They must have done it yesterday because I saw some things that were stolen. And of course a neighbor always bangs the door when something is going to happen, so I get a warning. And they have robbed the house at least 300 times. Police doesn't take any more my announcements for them. And I complained to hire a police officer. He didn't even answer. And then I complained to a lawyer in the business, and he just said everything's okay.